poverty fighters are awesome, and you should try to pick up a few. Let's break down what a poverty fighter is. There isn't a hard definition on what exactly a poverty fighter is, but typically they are defined by a few characteristics. The game is either free or really cheap, the community is really small, there isn't a lot of money to be made from tournaments, maybe the publisher is small, an indie dev, or maybe the game is just really old, doesn't have dev support anymore. Before we look at a few examples, consider dropping a like and subscribing if you like the content. It helps the channel a ton. Alright, first, let's look at an older title, like Samurai Showdown 5 Special. While they come from a larger company, there isn't support from the developer anymore. The community is pretty small. You're going to have to find your matches in a Discord server. There's a great community on Discord, plenty of community resources, pulled from the Mizumi wiki. It's squarely in the category of underrepresented, yet solid and fun game. I'd say this one's poverty. Then let's look at a little bit of a newer title, like Them Fightin' Herds. The game is new, receiving updates, has active developers, but you aren't going to be making a career out of this game most likely. The money's not there. Matchmaking is hit or miss, just trying to find someone who's queued up, but best results is through a Discord server. I know Main 6 is doing everything they can for the community, and they are great. This is legit one of the best fighting games I've played, but with how small the community is, not being a ton of money to be made, this is probably also considered a poverty game. When talking about poverty fights, no list is complete without talking about meltyblood, which you can almost consider a poverty graduate. They aren't technically the headliners, which might change once Lumina comes out, but at one point the game there was not a lot of people playing it, but now it's become pretty well known in the FGC. Whether it was through memes or watching it at tournaments, this becomes a big event for like events at like Frosty Faustings, where it's a main event. At one point, barely anyone played this game, but through a dedicated community and great members constantly pushing the game every day, it has returned to big events as a main title. So that's just 3 examples of some poverty fighting games, but like, why should you go and try to find a poverty fighting game to play? So let's look at just a couple reasons why they're special. They aren't just niche fighting games, or else if they did every mainstream fighting games did, then everyone would just be playing those. So number one thing has to be the communities that surround the game. The FGC has plenty of issues, but in my experience, the poverty fighting game communities have always been super welcoming, full of knowledgeable and helpful people, and just a blast to hang out with. The people who are playing these games are truly passionate about the games they focus on and want nothing more than to see people enjoying said game. Typically, these games offer much different and unique traits from the mainstream counterparts, whether it be charming character design, interesting, unique mechanics, or just overall really fun gameplay. The people in these communities picked their games for a reason. Just go to any of these Discords and ask, what makes this game unique? What made you fall in love with this title? I'm sure you're going to have plenty of responses that cover a bunch of different reasons. So, say, well, what poverty game should I play? Where do I find them? So, let's see how we find poverty game communities. First, I checked the Mizumi Discord. I'll link it below. This wiki focuses on various niche fighting games. Poke around, find a game that looks fun to you. On the game's main page, there should be a link to wherever the community is, most likely a Discord server. There's also a 24-hour live stream that I recently found called Poverty Cast. It picks various games every day and then just polls live replays from Fightcade, which is a popular emulator to play a lot of classic fighting games, and that uses rollback netcode, so you know it's going to be really smooth to play. Also, once big tournaments start coming back, keep your eye open for this in the side event area. See if anything catches your eye. It's fine to play the new and shiny games, they're fun, but don't forget about the little guys. Maybe you can find a game that resonates with you more than any other game you ever played, and I'm sure that there's a great community right behind it.